Christian Horner's departure from Red Bull could spark a tectonic shakeup across the Formula One grid, with Ferrari now widely tipped as the frontrunner to secure the services of the seasoned British team principal. After Red Bull finally decided to part ways with Horner, speculation is rife. Could he become the driving force behind Ferrari's next big championship push? And if that happens, how well would he align with the core philosophy of the legendary Maranello-based team? The split between Red Bull and Horner was abrupt, and you can't really blame fans or pundits for diving into the many possible scenarios this could set into motion. For starters, Horner is unlikely to stay away from F1 for too long. His desire to stay relevant and competitive means he'll be eager to jump back in. He's set to serve a gardening leave until the end of 2025, which technically means he could begin a new role on the 1st of January, 2026. While there's been talk of a move to Alpine or even taking on a team ownership role, all signs still point heavily toward Ferrari, and not without reason. Despite public denials and continued support for Fred Vasseur from within the team, the results on track paint a more concerning picture. Vasseur hasn't made the significant impact many hoped for, and influential figures like John Elkann and Benedetto Vigna are reportedly beginning to question whether he's truly the right person to lead Ferrari's future. While contracts are still in place, Horner's sudden availability could make Ferrari rethink their direction. Yes, we can point to the internal chaos Horner allegedly caused at Red Bull, allowing key figures like Adrian Newey, Jonathan Wheatley, and Hannah Schmitz to leave within a year, but even that can't overshadow his proven leadership. From the very start, Horner brought a stable, dominant presence to Red Bull, one that turned the team into a powerhouse. That's exactly the kind of leadership Ferrari has lacked. They need someone strong and authoritative, someone to take control, set a direction, and restore order. That's something Vasseur hasn't quite managed, despite the optimism that came with his arrival. Sure, Fred was an upgrade over Mattia Binotto and instrumental in bringing Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari, but we're still waiting to see the long-term benefits of that deal. The real pressure point is 2026, with sweeping new regulations on the horizon. If Ferrari fails to deliver, it's almost guaranteed that the drivers will push for leadership changes, and Horner's timing may be perfect. Though he won't be able to influence the 2026 car directly, his post-gardening leave arrival could align perfectly with a reset in direction. But there are doubts surrounding Horner's recent decision, especially his choices in technical leadership. Appointing Pierre Wache and Enrico Balbo after the departure of Newey and Rob Marshall arguably triggered Red Bull's downturn before they even realized it. Horner, for his part, shrugged it off, insisting no individual is bigger than the team. Ironically, now it's Horner who finds himself without a seat in the sport. Still, there's a natural synergy between Ferrari and Horner. His precision, leadership, and ability to deliver under pressure would be deeply respected at Maranello. Of course, adapting to Ferrari's internal dynamics will take some time, but if there's one team principal out there who can fix what's broken, it's Christian Horner. With 6 constructors and 8 drivers' championships to his name, and having pulled Red Bull out of the post-Renault slump, Horner's credentials are unquestionable. If he and Ferrari do join forces in 2026, it could be a game-changing partnership. And just imagine the irony: Horner leading Ferrari, while Max Verstappen possibly moves to Mercedes under Toto Wolff's leadership. Right now, that scenario isn't far-fetched. Horner is already unemployed, while Max's future at Red Bull remains uncertain. It would be a complete reversal of the fierce 2021 rivalry, proving once again that in Formula One, nothing is personal. It's business, pure and simple. The only question now is, what happens next? How would Lewis Hamilton react if Christian Horner were to join Ferrari as their team principal? It's a question that's gaining traction, especially considering that Fred Vasseur, of the main figures responsible for luring Hamilton away from Mercedes, could be the one replaced. According to Will Buxton, the 7-time world champion may seriously consider leaving the team if Horner were to take over Vasseur's role. On the Sports Agents podcast, both Buxton and Jenny Gao weighed in, with Jenny stating, "Honestly, no, I can't see Hamilton working with Horner." While rumors are swirling that Ferrari could bring Christian on board, Gao believes, as Buxton does, that the fit doesn't seem natural. Meanwhile, another door could be opening at Alpine. The long-standing connection between Horner and Flavio Briatore has become more apparent, especially with Briatore publicly showing respect for Christian via Instagram, hinting at a potential partnership that might suit both men far better. Alpine could actually offer Horner more freedom, something he might be looking for, given the team's current struggles. With Dan Fallows unable to score points and the pressure falling squarely on Pierre Gasly, The French squad is clearly in a rebuilding phase. The fact that they'll be powered by Mercedes engines from 2026 adds another layer of intrigue. It's safe to assume Alpine will at least be fighting in the midfield by then, and if they appoint Horner as team principal, their aspirations could rise dramatically. But Alpine may not be the only thing on Horner's mind. According to Sky F1's David Croft, Horner could be eyeing an even bigger role ownership. Christian looks at Toto Wolff, who's risen in the same era, and sees someone who owns a third of a Formula One team. I'm sure there's a part of Horner that sees himself at that level too, Croft explained. But here's the catch. Does Horner have the financial muscle to make it happen? He's wealthy, yes, but matching Toto's resources is another story altogether. Alpine has received massive financial injections, even from Hollywood A-listers looking to boost the team's brand, but results have yet to materialize. A big part of that could be due to the instability plaguing the organization. With constant leadership changes and ongoing confusion behind the scenes, Alpine remains far from being a team ready to contend. Still, Horner could be the man to restore order. It might take time, and the environment is undeniably chaotic, but he's no stranger to pressure. That said, Ferrari still appears to be the more promising long-term option. For over a decade, the Maranello-based squad has struggled to regain its former glory ever since the dominant era of Jean Todt and Michael Schumacher. Today, the team is riddled with communication failures, with strategists often ignoring valuable feedback from drivers during races. Vasseur, of course, carries some of the blame. But pointing fingers without implementing change isn't enough. If Ferrari is serious about regaining its place at the top, bold leadership is essential, and that's exactly what Christian Horner offers. The question now becomes, would Horner be the right addition to Ferrari's leadership? And more critically, would Ferrari take that risk, knowing that Hamilton is already part of the team? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And once you've done that, don't forget to click on the video that's popping up on your screen right now, because the drama in Formula One is far from over.